everyone comfortable? If you need a chair, take a chair. Namaste Manamapi Ashachiputram Atra Surupam Rupam Tasagrajamuri Purim Maturim Radha Kunda Magirivaram Ahoradika Madhavasam Praptoyas Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tamnatosmi Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Prema Bhadyavyascha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vihina Aparana Lakshay Chivtasta Kamari Dorangamani Kripa Maidam Sharanam Prapana Vrindenu Masi Charanara Vindam Vrindenu Masi Charanara Vindam Govinda Namo Dharamara Vedi Govinda Namo Dharamara Vedi Govinda Namo Dharamara Vedi Govinda Namo Dharamara Vedi. Everyone, Hey Krishna, Hey Adama, Hey Saketi, Govinda Namo Dharamara Vedi. Sham Sundar Shikanda Shikhar Smarha Sumurli Manohara Radhika Rasakam Mama Kripanidhe Swapriya Charna Kinkurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Na Jivami Tayavana Iti Vigyaya Devitam Nayamaham Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadiya Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtotara Sismad, Rupanuga Acharya Varya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to my dear Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasidhueva Titanam Bhavamebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And now, don't move. By the causeless mercy of Sri Gurand Gauranga, today we are observing, we are celebrating the most auspicious occasion of the divine disappearance of Sri Ramananda Rai. Srila Vrindavan Thakur here said, Ishwarera janmatiti jeheno pavitra emat vaishnavera titira charitra. Just as the appearance day of the Supreme Lord, such as Janmastami, Gaurapanim, Narasingha Taturdasi, is pure and filled with wonderful transcendental characteristics, in exactly the same way the appearance and disappearance days of Vaishnavas are not less worshipable, pure, purifying and glorious. Therefore, don't think for a moment that today is anything less than Janmastami or Gaura Punima, because even Krishna said, Mad Bhaktya Puja Vyadika, the worship of my devotee is superior to the worship of me. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tidyanam samachanam. Also Lord Shiva told Parvati Devi, of all types of worship, the worship of Bhagavan, Sri Vishnu is best, but even better than that is the worship of his dear devotees, Tadiya Vastu. So today is a very important day. Sri Rai Ramananda appeared in a Kayastha family in Orissa. His father's name was Bhavananda Rai. And Bhavananda Rai had 5 sons: Ramananda Rai, Gopinath Patanayak, Shuddhanidhi, Kalanidhi, and Baninath Patanayak. So 5 brothers. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Bhavananda Rai, you are just like Pandu. So it's taken that Pandu appeared in Gaura Leela as Bhavananda Rai, and his 5 sons are the 5 Pandavas. So among them, Ramananda Rai is considered to be the incarnation of Arjuna. So just see, in Krishna Leela, see, Krishna instructed Arjuna, but in Gaura Leela, Arjuna instructed Krishna. But actually, we should know that the things that Rai Ramananda said, they are not known to Arjuna. That Arjuna who is Dwarka Parikara of Krishna. So there must be something more secret about the identity of Rai Ramananda. So, he is considered to be not only Arjuna, one of the Pandavas, but there are 2 Arjuns in Krishna Leela. There is a Saka, a Priyanarma Saka. And the Priyanarma Sakas are privy to the very confidential pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. And his name is also Arjuna. This is why when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, he has such friendship with Arjuna among the Pandavas, because his name is Arjuna and he reminds him of his friend in Vrindavan. So, Ramananda Rai is Arjuna of the Pandavas, and also in him is the Avesh of Arjuna Saka, the very near and dear cowherd boy of Vrindavan. But even what Ramananda Rai spoke to Mahaprabhu, even he would not know. So, in Padma Purana, there it is mentioned that Arjun has a gopi form called Arjuniya Gopi. So, in the Ramananda Rai is the avesh of Arjuniya Gopi. She knows more. But still, what Rai Ramananda spoke to Mahaprabhu, even Arjuniya Gopi does not know. So then, in the last word of our acharyas, see, Ramananda Rai is the incarnation of Radhika's very near and dearest friend, Vishaka Sakhi. Vishaka Sakhi. This is very important. Vrishabhanudari Navasashileke Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishake. Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishake. What does it mean? It means, here the word Lalita Sakhi means Radharani. Radharani, who is a friend of Lalita, Lalita Sakhi Guna, Radhika's gun, her qualities, Ramita Vishaki or Sankramit, all reflected in her friend Vishaka. Radhika and Vishaka are born in the same year on the same day, under the same stars. And so of all the gopis of Braja, no one's personality and characteristics are as close to Radhika as Vishaka. And because she is so close in nature, Shajataya Shaye, Snigdhe, very close in nature. So Radhika can tell secrets to Vishaka that even she's afraid to tell to Lalita, who has a different personality, different characteristics. She's 27 days older. That's a long time in the spiritual world. Lalita is 27 days older than Radhika, so she's more mature, more wise to the wily ways of Krishna. And Pragalbha, she's more bold, experienced. So, and this is why the secret of Gora Lila is there. That, and this is very important, very instructive to all of us. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he received Diksha from his Guru Pada Padma Srila Ishvara Puripad. But still, he could not fulfill his three desires. To realize the glory of Radhika's love, to realize the sweetness in Sri Krishna that only Radhika realizes through the eyes of her love, and to experience the happiness that Radhika realizes when she experiences Sri Krishna through the eyes of her love. So, these three desires were still not fulfilled. So what to do? So Mahaprabhu was Trinadapi Sunichena, more humble than a blade of grass. He had lobh, he had greed also. And even he became so desperate, he left everything and took sannyas. But despite having all of these qualifications, he still could not fulfill his manobishta, his innermost heart's desire. What was missing? Hearing Harikatha from Brajrasik Vaishnava, who was deeply immersed in the very mood for which he was aspiring. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has said, Srimad Bhagavatātānam Ashvadora Sikāsahai Sajatayashe Snigde Sadhu Sangha Swato Pare. One should taste the many, many meanings of each word, each verse, each syllable of Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of Rasik Vaishnavas. Such Vaishnavas should be Bare, that means significantly more advanced than oneself. Snigdha, affectionate to us. And Sajatayashaya, that the innermost region of their heart is of the same nature. That means that they are internally serving Radha Krishna precisely in the very mood that you want to serve Radha and Krishna. So one may say, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in Navadvip, he had Braj Rasik Vaishnav Sangha in the form of none other than Swarup Damodar Goswami. Of course, in Navadvip his name was Purushottam Pandit. But later, after he left home, his name became famous as Swarup Damodar Goswami. But the thing here is that Swarup Damodar Goswami is the incarnation of Lalita. And because Krishna has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to realize Radhika's bhav, he had to seek out the association of that person whose mood was just like Radhika. And there's only one person like that. That is Vishaka. And Vishaka had appeared not in Navadvip, but some distance away in Orissa. And at that time, he was like a viceroy in the government of Maharaj Gajapati Prataparudra, the king of Orissa, and he was stationed and ruling over the kingdom of Vidyanagar, to the south of Jagannath Puri. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting sannyas, he left Navadvip Dham and came to Puri. At that time he stayed in the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told him, you have to meet with someone called Rai Ramananda. I used to make jokes with him, I used to make fun of him, because he was a Vaishnava, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya before was an impersonalist Mayavadi. So at that time he was thinking all variety is illusion. But now he'd received the mercy of Mahaprabhu and was realizing the wonderful variegatedness of the spiritual world by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Now in retrospect he was thinking back, there's no one in this world like Rai Ramananda. He's so expert, he's such a connoisseur of the transcendental mellows of love. He's incomparable. So you must meet him. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu set off from Jagannath Puri on a tour of South India, ostensibly to search out his brother Vishvarup, who had, when he was a child, taken sannyas and left and was touring in South India. That was an outer reason, that was a pretext. But the real reason for Mahaprabhu setting out to South India, the outer aspect of that was to deliver Krishna Prem to all the people there. And the inner reason, his primary reason, was to seek out the association of Rai Ramananda and hear Harikatha from him. Now Rai Ramananda had appeared in a Kayastha family who were technically, socially speaking, in Varnashram Dharma, Sudras. But they were very intelligent and good managers and businessmen, so they often accepted government posts. So why is it that Vishaka Sakhi, such a high and intimate associate of Radhika, has taken birth in a Sudra family? So Krishna arranges all of these things. Just like Lord Brahma took birth in a Muslim family. So Ramananda Rai took birth in a low caste to show that in the realm of Krishna Bhakti, only bhajan is the measure of a person's status. Ye bhaje say bada abhaktahina cha Krishna bhajane nahi jati kuladi vichar. One who's doing bhajan, whose bhajan is deeper, more realized, he is great. And those who are not doing bhajan, serving Krishna, they are despicable, abominable, contemptible, rejectable, and toxic, radioactive. So, the symptom of a Vaishnava is asatsanga tyage Vaishnavachar. To not associate with those who don't serve Krishna, have no inclination to Krishna. Why? Because the entire success of our life depends on becoming Krishnanmukh. Now we are bimukh, our face is turned away from Krishna. The entire success of our life depends on turning our consciousness towards Krishna. And when we associate with anyone who is against bhakti, then that association turns, we may be trying to go this way, but it turns our association this way, turns our consciousness this way. And therefore it is confounding, it is subverting, undermining the very mission of human life. So, Ramananda Rai, despite his birth or anything, or anyone's birth, if someone is doing bhajan, Krishna bhajani nahi jati kuladi vichar, there is no consideration of birth, caste, creed or anything in the realm of Krishna bhajan, because bhakti is transcendental to the body and mind, fully transcendental. So this will come up in our discussion of the teachings of Rai Ramananda. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Puri he was travelling south, and gradually he came to the bank of Godavari river. So he was so absorbed there. Bana deki brahma hoy, ei Vrindavan, Shaila deki brahma hoy, ei Govardhan, Jahan nadi deki taha mane kalindi, Mahaprema vesha, Prabhu nache pade kanne. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad said, when Mahaprabhu looked at the forest, he thought, this is Vrindavan. It was Uddipana, and caused him to have a spurti of transcendental Vrindavan. If he saw a hill, he thought, this is Govardhan hill. Jahan adi deki taha mani kalindi. If he saw a river, so when he came on the bank of Godavari, he was thinking, Jamuna Devi ki jai. This is the Jamuna in Vrindavan. Mahaprema Veshi. He was absorbed in great prem, singing, dancing, crying, and sometimes he would faint and roll on the earth. So in this mood he arrived in Godavari. He crossed the river and he took his bath there, and then he sat down chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He knew that in this area, Rai Ramananda was staying somewhere, and that he would come to have his ceremonial bath every day. So, it wasn't long, he wasn't chanting for too long, when he heard a noise. Musical instruments were playing, drums were beating, there was a fanfare, about 1,000 people came with horses and elephants and the palanquin. It was bath time for Rai Ramananda. This is like a very great king. So he was being carried by servants on a palanquin, Brahmanas were chanting Vedic mantras, musicians were playing music, and he came there and took his ceremonial bath in the holy Godavari river. And then when he came out, he looked and he saw a very beautiful young sannyasi. Only 25 years old, sitting. His golden body, soft like butter, marked with tilak. Gopi Chandan tilak in 12 places. Beautiful lotus eyes reaching to his ears. Saffron cloth, the color of the rising sun. And he was astonished by the beauty of that sannyasi. And leaving that main group, he came and gave Dandavat Pranam. Actually, at that time, Mahaprabhu had seen in the distance Rai Ramananda. He knew that must be him. And in his heart, he wanted to jump up and run there at once. He was very eager. But Mahaprabhu restrained himself. Because a sannyasi is not supposed to go and associate with kings and wealthy persons like that. So, he was restraining himself, but he was eager, and Ramananda Rai came, and then Mahaprabhu, when he saw him, he picked him up and said, "Are you Rai Ramananda?" Ramananda Rai said, "I am a fallen Sudra, and I am the servant of your servant." And then Mahaprabhu embraced him. And they embraced each other, and tears of love was streaming down their faces. Their hairs were standing up, they were trembling and fainting and almost falling over. And all that 1,000 people who were there, they were watching and thinking, what is this? Sannyasi is not supposed to even touched the shadow of a Sudra. But he's embracing him. And this Rai Ramananda is a gambhir, a grave, inscrutable scholar. You know, like Chanaka Pandit. It said Chanaka Pandit, inscrutable. Gambhir means what's by your face, then anyone cannot understand what's going on inside. It said, if Chanaka Pandit would approach someone smiling, they would feel fear. Inscrutable. So Ramananda Rai was gambhir, more gambhir than Chanaka Pandit. But now he was crying like a child, touching this sannyasi. Everyone was astonished. And by the waves of their love that manifested at that time, all those 1,000 people, they began to tremble and tears were coming from their eyes, and automatically, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. The name was dancing on their tongues. They were not chanting, it was coming by itself. Mahaprabhu said, Ramananda Rai told me about you, so I have come here just to purify myself by your association. And the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told me about you. So then Ramananda Rai said, even in my absence, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is kindly thinking of me, and it's only because of your mercy on him that you are touching me. Because of his love for you, it's only because of his love for you that you don't care about Vedic etiquette. You are transgressing all the norms of society to touch a Sudra like me. Mahaprabhu said, I'm a Mayavadi sannyasi. I don't know anything about bhakti. You know, as devotees we may know very little about bhakti, right? But a Mayavadi knows less than little, less than nothing. They're completely the opposite of bhaktas. Mahaprabhu said, I am a Mayavadi sannyasi, I don't know anything about bhakti. I want to hear from you. So then Ramananda Rai said, though I am purified just by looking at you, but my contamination is so deep, I'm not fully purified yet. So please stay for 5 or 6 days, so that my chitta can be fully purified. So Mahaprabhu agreed, and they didn't want to talk privately in front of the persons with the antagonistic or not fully. Now they're not antagonistic, because the presence of Mahaprabhu has changed them. Ramananda Rai said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the proof is now that the name of Krishna has come on everyone's lips. Mahaprabhu said, no, this is the influence of you. You are Mahabhagavatottama, the highest of the Mahabhagavats. So that's the symptom of the highest of the Mahabhagavat. Just seeing them, then someone will start to chant Hare Krishna. So in this way, humbly, they were glorifying each other. This is how Vaishnavas associate. Not trying to assert their own self-worth over others, but glorifying and uplifting others, taking their shoes on their head. So then a Brahmin came and invited Mahaprabhu to eat at his home. Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation, and they arranged to come back there in the evening to discuss Harikatha. So Mahaprabhu left, and then in the evening he came and he was chanting and waiting there on the bank of the river. Ramananda Rai, without his jewels and crown and sword. Have you seen his sword? Yes. I have some of the devotees. Who came with me to the house, the birthplace of Ramananda Rai? So when we go there, his sword is still there. So you have seen his big sword. So without his sword, he came on the bank of the river, just with one servant who stayed at the distance, and he met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they sat down together. And Mahaprabhu posed a question to Rai Ramananda. Prabhu kohe pori slok sadhyara nyai. Means, please, defined what is the goal of life. But, quote from Shastra. Give a verse. So this is the sign of authentic Vaishnava. They never speak swatantra, independently of Shastra. They always give praman. Whatever they're saying, they give praman, evidence from Shastra. Better still give the praman first and then explain it. So then, Mahaprabhu asked about the goal of life, and Rai Ramananda said, from Vishnu Purana, Vanashrama charavata purushena parapaman Vishnu aradite panta nanyat tattosha karanam. One should follow the duties, the responsibilities of your Varna and Ashram. In this way, one worships Lord Vishnu. There is no other way to please him. When Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, Eho bhaya, agi kayoha. This is external. Tell me something more. So it's very important to understand the reason behind Mahaprabhu's response to each and every one of the verses spoken by Rai Ramananda. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is not rejecting in toto Varnashram Dharma, but as a social system, it's a good system, but that's not his question. How can we make a smooth society? His question is, what is sadhya? What's the ultimate goal of life for my soul? What is my eternal auspiciousness, spiritual destination? So, when Ramananda Rai quoted this verse from Shastra, you can worship Vishnu by Varnashram Dharma, there is no other way to please him. Mahaprabhu rejected it. Try to grasp the principle behind Varnashram Dharma. It's very difficult for persons in modern time, when everyone is educated in an atmosphere of nominalism, to understand the concept of being born with a set of duties. The idea is this. In Rig Veda he said, Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasapati Sabhumin Vishwato Britya Atyatistat Dasangulam. That the whole universe is compared to the body of Vishnu. Vishnu is the creator of the universe, and it is compared to, it is not directly his transcendental swarup, it is upadhi, it is a designation, it's material, but it is analogous to the body of God. And in that universe, then the Brahmanas are the head of the universal form. The Brahmanas come from the head of the universal form. The Kshatriyas come from the arms of the universal form. So the Brahmanas are the intellectuals of society who give direction. The Kshatriyas are the arms who protect and uphold law and order in society. The Vaishyas are the mercantile class businessmen, farmers. They're like the stomach that provides the nourishment for society. And the Sudras, the workers, they're the legs. By their labor, the society moves along. So everyone in society, though they're, according to their birth, they have different qualities, everyone plays an important role. Right? In your body you need your legs, right? Need your arms, need your head. They're all important. So all the parts of the universal body collaborate together for the harmonious development of society. And every person, whatever position they're in, according to their guna and karma. Sri Krishna said, Guna karma vibhagasha. Chaturvanam maya sishtam guna karma vibhagasha. I divided society into these 4 social divisions, and the persons accept them not by birth, even though birth may be one indicator under many circumstances, but according to one's character and his activities, then one is situated in one of the 4 social castes, and then he can engage in the service of God, in the service of Vishnu. So it is a service to Vishnu, to do your duty. That means that all your activities, if you're a farmer, you're a businessman, you're a warrior, you're an administrator, you're a priest, that everything that you're doing in your life becomes sanctified, becomes purified, because it's a way of worshipping the Creator, Vishnu. So, you're born according to your karma with a particular guna qualities, and now you have a body. Now in this modern time of nominalism, we're just born and we think we're just this individual entity with no connection with the rest of the universe. So life is whatever I want it to be, I can just project on it. But no, the universe existed before you. You did not choose the birth that you have and your body and qualities. You've been born with them, and you have a responsibility to the totality. Each part has a relationship with the whole. And when you act according to your position in the totality, then you can gradually become elevated and purified. And if you don't, then all that happens is you become entangled in more and more complex karmas and crushed down by Maya and take lower and lower and lower births. That's what happens. So you follow Dharma and you'll be elevated. You follow if you don't follow Dharma, that this is Adharma, then you'll go down. Like that. So this is the Varnashram Dharma system. Now, why did Mahaprabhu say this is external? Because it's related to your birth, the coverings of your soul, your body and mind. So if a person wants to realize their soul, and and the soul is eternal servant of Krishna. Jiver Swarabhai Krishna Nitya Das. Krishnera Tatasta Shakti Beda Beda Prakash. The soul has no permanent position in this world. This is not our home. We are spiritual beings, entangled in the material nature. So because all the activities of Varnashram Dharma, they worship Vishnu, but no soul has an eternal relation with Vishnu. Vishnu is the creator of the world. If your soul is released from this world and goes to the spiritual world, you'll have nothing to do with Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, or Kiradakashai Vishnu. What do you have to do with them? Kiradakashai Vishnu is Paramatma. Paramatma has no pastimes. He has two things only, Shrishti and Shakshi. He creates and he watches. That's all he does. Right? So what pastimes will you do with him? So, no Atma has any permanent eternal relationship with that Paramatma. And therefore, worshipping that Paramatma through Varnashram Dharma, through the upadhis, through the designations of the physical body and mind, that is not called Swarupanubandhi. It is not related to your Swarup, it's not related to your eternal identity as a servant of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Eho Bhaiya, that is external, tell me something more. So everyone understands clearly why Varnashram Dharma is not bhakti. Even though it's a way of serving Vishnu, but it's not bhakti. So then, Ramananda Rai said, alright, Krishna Karmapanam, offer all your work to Krishna, all your karmas to Krishna. So before, the person in Varnashram Dharma is doing his duty to please Vishnu. But now he's saying, okay, do those duties and offer it to Krishna. At the end of the day, come home and say, Krishna, I did all these things for you. Yad karosi, yad asnasi, yad jaosi, dadasi, yad tapasyasi tukuntaya, tat krishma madarpanam. In Gita, Krishna said, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever austerities you perform, whatever yagas perform, whatever you offer or give away, do that as an offering to me. Mahaprabhu said, Eho bhaiya, agikyo, this is external, tell me something more. But wait a minute, it was to Krishna. Do your karma for Krishna. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita said, Namam karmani limpanti, name kama falaspriha. I am not affected by any karma, and I don't aspire for the fruits of my karma. So if Krishna doesn't aspire for the fruits of his own karma, he's not going to aspire for the fruits of your karma. Krishna himself said, I'm in this world, I'm acting like a normal person just to set a good example for everyone, but I don't want the fruit of my karma. So if you're offering the fruit of all your karma to Krishna, he doesn't want his own karma, he's not going to want your karma either. So that's not bhakti either. What is Krishna thinking? He's in Goloka Vrindavan playing his flute. He thinks, I wish someone could just offer me the fruit of their 8 hours in the office today. No! Has nothing to do with Krishna at all. Nothing. And another thing here, Krishna is saying, whatever you do, offer that to me. Someone who's on the platform of pure devotee doesn't do something and then offer the work to Krishna. He offers himself to Krishna first, then everything he does is automatically for Krishna's happiness. So in this person who offers the fruit of their work, they have some pritag bhav. This is the disease of material existence. Know it very, very clearly. Write it down. And remember it. Pritag bhav means a mood of existing pritag separately from Krishna. We are not separate. Achintya beda beda tattva. Every soul is inconceivably different and also non-different from Krishna. But because we have this pritag bhav, this sense that we're separate from God, that we're not a part of His energy, then we imagine that we're independent. And thus we fall under the control of Maya, illusion. So the person who's offering the fruit of their work to Krishna is afflicted by that pritag bhav. Because they're doing their thing, and then they remember, oh yeah, Krishna, let me give it to him. They're not thinking that actually Krishna owns everything already. Isa vasamidam savam. Everything in the universe already belongs to Krishna. What will you give him? So they have this pritag bhav. And instead of doing what Krishna wants them to do for him, they do what they want to do and then give that to Krishna. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. We come to Gurudev and say, Gurudev, I want to open a massage school in Hawaii for you. But I wanted you to go and open a preaching center in Detroit. But Gurudev. So this should not be the conversation between Guru and disciple. The Guru should not project and his own desire onto Guru. That's not bhakti. A disciple should not project his idea onto Guru. Because bhakti means what Krishna wants, what Gurudev wants, I completely accept that and I have no independent desire. So though these verses, the first verse was from Vishnu Purana, the second verse Ramananda Roy quoted, it was from Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna himself. But you should know that not every verse in scripture is the siddhanta, the conclusion. These are different instructions meant for different people in different stages of adhikar. And quite frankly, the whole of Bhagavad Gita practically is for persons who don't have sadhu sangha. Encouraging them to do karma, offer the fruit of their work to God, until that lucky day comes when they meet a sadhu. And then when you meet a sadhu, the rest of Bhagavad Gita is cancelled and you're just left with Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Shanam Braja Aham Tam Sava Papebhyo Moksheshami Masa. Abandon all dharma and adharma and just surrender to me. Don't be afraid of anything. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has commented on that. This is the 2 instructions in Gita. All the instructions of karma, jnana and yoga and so on, these are all for those who don't have sadhu sangha. When you have the association of Gurudev and pure Vaishnavas, that time, just by their association, it bestows. You see? Those who do karma have karma adhikar. Those who do jnana have jnana adhikar. Those who have yoga adhikar. And when you meet a pure devotee, if you surrender there, they bless you with bhakti adhikar. And one who has the adhikar, the eligibility for bhakti, is no longer eligible for all of those other things. So then, Mahaprabhu said about karmapanam, offering your work, this is external, tell me something more. So then Rai Ramananda, he quoted from Krishna's teachings to Uddhav in the 11th canto. Agya yaivam gunan doshan mayadistan api swakam dharma sanchajya savam mam bhajet satu saptamaha. Krishna said, a person who knows that all the teachings about adharma and the injunctions about dharma, which are found in the Shastra, are my instructions, they are my orders. But someone who knows that and understands their attributes, the virtues of following it, but also the defects of following it, the limitations of following the worldly dharma. Knowing their qualities, attributes and defects, gives them all up just to do my bhajan, that person is a topmost person. So Ramananda Rai said, Swadharma Tyag, giving up your dharma, this is the goal. And then he quoted the verse of Gita, Sarvadhamam Prachachan. When Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, Eho bhaya agikawa. This is also external. Now someone might say, wait a minute, this is amazing. The person has left all their dharmas and surrendering to Krishna. Isn't that what it's all about? That's not what Mahaprabhu wants to hear. He's talking about the sadhya, the highest goal of life. So, here in the verse, Sarvadhamam Parijada, Krishna says, Ma Suchaha, I'll protect you from all sinful reactions, do not fear. That means that that person has some fear. So this is some personal consideration. What will happen if I do this surrender business? And so Krishna said, don't worry, I'll protect you. So that means even his surrender to Krishna is not out of spontaneous attraction and love and happiness, to give happiness to Krishna. Because if Krishna says, do this, and then you know if you do it you'll suffer, the devotee says, I don't care if I suffer, if Krishna's happy. So they don't need persuading. And also, only giving up dharma. But this verse does not describe any positive, transcendental engagement. So Mahaprabhu said this is external. So then Ramananda Rai quoted another verse of Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatva Nasochati Nakangshati Samak Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. A person whose consciousness is purified and they realize they're no longer in a dream state of identifying with the activities of the material body and mind, then that person becomes joyful. They never lament for losses and they never hanker for any profits. They see everyone equally. All are equal. All souls, they see them the same. And all bodies, they're made of the same 5 elements. So, they're equal to everyone. Mad bhaktim labate param. Then they take up transcendental bhakti. So this person has approached bhakti through jnana. So this is a description of jnana mishra bhakti. Mahaprabhu said, Eho bhaya agikawa. This is external, tell me something. Now Ramananda Rai knows all of these things. Don't think that Mahaprabhu is pushing Ramananda Rai to stretch himself. No, Ramananda Rai is, because that's Krishna. And this is Vishaka Sakhi. Vishaka's testing Krishna. What have you learned about bhakti? Since those days you said Sarvadhamam Prityaja. So then, Ramananda Rai said, Jnane prayasa mudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadi bhatam stane stita srutikatam tanuvan manobi ye prayasodita tijopyasitais trilokyam. This verse we described last night. It is from the prayers of Lord Brahma. That person who gives up the effort to get jnana knowledge. Now this doesn't mean impersonal knowledge. Or neti, the vivek, the discrimination between matter and spirit, that jnana. This is even those persons who give up the pursuit of Aishwarya jnana. Wanting to know about all the different opulences of Bhagavan. And they just bow down and constantly hear about the pastimes of Krishna from the lips of pure devotees. That person will develop prema and conquer Krishna. So when Mahaprabhu heard this, for the first time he didn't say Eho Bhaya, this is external. He said Eho Hai. Hai means this is okay. He didn't say good. He said this is okay. Agi kewar, but tell me something more. So, why? This is a wonderful instruction. It describes how to get prem. But he wants to know what is the highest prem. His subject is not a method for devotees just a method for the devotees in this world, how they'll gradually come to realize prem eventually. Because prem itself, love itself, is not a monolithic, homogeneous thing. It also has millions of varieties. And there's a taratamya. There's gradations of prem. So he wants to know what's the highest love. So Mahaprabhu said, it's okay. I don't reject this. That's not external. Absolutely. Hearing Harikatha from pure Vaishnavas is not an external activity. This can be, if the hearer and the speaker are qualified, actually Swarup Anubandhi, directly related to our Swarup. So it's okay. But tell me something more. So Ramananda Rai said, Nanopachara krit pujam at bhando premnaiva bhakta hridaya vidrutam bhakta vidutram sya. The meaning is nanopachara krit pujam at bhando. There is Saudash Upachar, 16 ingredients which are used in the service of the deity. Offering flowers, offering a seat, foot bathing, water, achaman and so on. And doop, deep, pushpa, naivedya, oil, snan. These are 16. So there's a ritualistic method of worshipping the deity. So he's saying here, Premnaiva Bhaktaridayam Druta Vidrutam Shat. That when the devotee is making these offerings to Krishna, then his heart is melting. Devotee's heart is melting with prem. And then see Krishna, he is very eager to accept those offerings. Why? Just like a person, if a person is hungry, then if you give them food, they're very eager and they enjoy the taste of food. So in the same way, if a person has praying for Krishna, to offer something to Krishna, then Krishna, he feels a hunger to accept that offering. And when Krishna feels happiness, then the devotee feels happiness in his service. So he's describing the loving exchange on the platform of praying between the devotee and Krishna. But it is the prem that comes from Vaidhi Bhakti, because the method of service is the Nanopachara Pujama Artabandho, is the 16 articles being offered in a ritualistic way according to Vidhi, rules and regulations. It's not a natural, spontaneous service. So then Ramananda Rai said, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kritam Yadikutopi Labhyate Tatriloyam Api Mulamekalam Janma Koti Sukritarna Labhyate. If a state called Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati, Srila Prabhupada said, I have called my society, this society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this phrase Krishna Consciousness is a translation of Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. Srila Prabhupada said. That the mati, that your consciousness should be Bhakti Rasa Bhavita, completely saturated in the mellows of love for Krishna. Just like if you make a rasagula and you leave it soaking overnight in the syrup, then it goes inside. Then when you take that rasagula out and you squeeze it, there's rasa coming out everywhere. Anywhere you touch it, rasa is coming out. And if you squeeze it all out and then you bite it, there's still some rasa inside. So when your consciousness becomes like that, that anyone you meet, when they just talk to you, hello, whatever, there's rasa coming out everywhere. That's called Krishna consciousness. The International Society for Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. So Ramananda Rai is saying, if that rasa is available anywhere, Kritam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate, then you must go there and purchase it. If it's available anywhere. You cannot think, is it in this institution or that institution or in no institution? If any pure sadhu has this bhakti rasa, then you must run there at once and try to purchase it. What is the price? Price of purchasing. Only your greed. If you have greed, you'll go. You never think, what will anyone say? What will they say? What will they do? You'll just go. Because janma koti sukrita nalabhyate, doing sukriti, even doing vaidhi bhakti, or following all the regulations and rules of bhakti yoga in Shastra, for 10 million births, you'll never get this Krishna bhakti rasa. So this is why Mahaprabhu went searching, coming to South India, was looking for Ramananda Rai, because he wanted to purchase that from him. So Mahaprabhu said, "Oh hi, this is okay, tell me something more." Why? Because even though this discusses bhakti rasa, it does not speak about any particular mood, any particular relationship. You see, there are 5 rasas: Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. And Shanta rasa is characterized by mamataganda heen. That means there's no possessiveness for any particular form of the Lord. Those in Shanta rasa, they think, oh, Paramatma is wonderful, Nrsimhadev is wonderful, Ram is wonderful, Lord Jagannath, it's all Bhagavan. But they don't feel any possessiveness for any one of them. But as soon as you go to Dasya rasa is characterized by mamata, possessiveness. So then the devotee, he loves one form of the Lord and it's pranam to everyone else, but they're attached to that one form only. And so, if you have as the goal of your life something more than Shanta rasa, then you must have an Ishtadev. You must have an Ishtadev. Ishta means that form of God whom you desire to please and serve and who is most worshipable for you. Who is your Ishtadev? If you don't know who is your Ishtadev, then you cannot go higher than Shanta rasa. Very important. So then, Ramananda Rai quoted a verse from 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, Yadnama sruti matrena pumam bhavati nirmala tasya tirthapada kimba dasanam avashishyate. Durvasa Muni, when he saw the greatness of Ambarish Maharaj, he said, I thought I was a great yogi, but now I realize that Krishna is such a person. If someone chants his name, that person becomes purified at once. Wherever Krishna keeps his feet, that place becomes a holy place. So if someone has become his close servant, then what is left for that person to attain? They've attained everything. And then he quoted another verse from Yamunacharya's Stotra Ratna. Bhavantamevanu charam nirantara prashanta nishesha manoratantara kadaham aikantiki nitya kinkara prasya saminata jivitam. When will that day come? When I will feel a complete peace of heart. Because I have surrendered myself and I have become your one-pointed servant. And in every moment while I am serving you, even if I face difficulties, I feel such joy. I'm overwhelmed with the jubilation because I feel my master, he's so wonderful. That's the mood of Dasyaras. So when Mahaprabhu heard this, he said, oh hi, it's okay. Agika, or tell me something more. And the reason is because there's no Shuddha Dasya, pure Dasya Bhav in Braja. And Mahaprabhu wants to hear about Braja Vrindavan. And there's no pure Dasaras. That pure Dasaras is for those who know that God is God. But those who don't know that God is God, then they become his friends, they become his parents, they may become his beloveds. So then Ramananda Rai quoted a verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. What was the verse he quoted? Now we'll see. Who's in attendance this evening? There'll be a scale the more questions you get right, the higher I'll go with the katha. And the less questions you get right, we'll have to go back down to Sarvadhamam Gacchati. Who remembers? Okay, even the English?
It's not that one about who did these pious activities that they could be friends of Krishna.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. Itam satam brahma sukhana buddhya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena mayasitanam naradarakaina sadam vidaru kritapunya punja. Shukadeva Goswami, he's saying, some persons, they think that Krishna, he is they think of him as the foundation of Brahman. And so, when they remember Krishna, they feel a Brahma Sukh, just the bliss of liberation. But there are others who think that Krishna is Bhagavan. And they experience the mood of servitude towards him. They experience more bliss. And there are others who think that Krishna is just an ordinary person. They're just in Maya. But anyway, all three of them, none of them can understand the great joy experienced by these cowherd boys of Vrindavan. They must have performed mountains and mountains of pious activity. Here doesn't mean material pious activities. It means loving services to Krishna. That he's playing with them every day in the forest as his friends. Mahaprabhu said, Eho Uttam, this is great. This is wonderful. Age Kevar, can you tell me something more? So then Ramananda Rai, he spoke about Vatsalya Rasa. What did he say? Yes. Then? Second line missing. Sreya eva mayodayam. Nandaki makarat praman Sreya eva mayodayam. So Yashodava Mahabhaga Papoya Shastanam Hari. Oh, what pious activities did Nanda Maharaj perform that the Supreme Personality of Godhead calls him Papa? Things, you meet God and God says, oh, this is my dad. Wow, that's a great position. And what did Mother Yashoda do? And this is a rhetorical question because there's nothing that they did. They're his eternal parents. What did Mother Yashoda do? That the Supreme Lord, as a baby, little cowherd boy in Vrindavan, feels hungry and comes and drinks the milk from her breast. Nemam virincho na bhavo nasir apyanga sangsaya prasadam labiri gopi yattat prapa vimuktidat. Shukadeva Goswami said, the mercy that was given to Mother Yashoda was never given to Brahma, never given to Shiva, never given to Lakshmi Devi. The purport is that even though they're all great devotees, but they all have Aishwarya Gyan. They know that Krishna's God. And Aishwarya Gyana, Aishwarya Shitila Prema Nahimora Prit. Love becomes slack. It becomes weakened. When you think that Krishna is God. You see? If you think that your Krishna is God, then you can, give him a stick of incense and put him in a box. Like that. But if you think Krishna is the son of Mother Yashoda, then you'll be bathing him, massaging him, dressing him, feeding him 10 times a day, playing with him, sing. So as soon as the idea Krishna is God comes, then your service becomes slack. So when Mahaprabhu heard about the love of Mother Yashoda, he was very happy. But he said, tell me something more. Then what did Mahaprabhu say? Sorry, Ramananda Rai? What did he say? Nayam sriyang unatanturate prasada swayositam nila ganda rucham kutanya rasusavatsa buddhadanda grihita kanta abdarisham yodagaj brajasundarinam. Uddhavji, seeing the gopis, he said, oh, the mercy that Krishna gave to the gopis in Rasa Leela when he danced and held them around their necks was never given to Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. Even the queens of Dwarka, even the ladies of the heavenly planets, who are so beautiful, their natural bodily fragrance is like lotus flowers. So what to speak of any woman of this world? Gopis are so fortunate. Mahaprabhu said, "Hey Uttam, this is great, but tell me more. What's more than this? Among the gopis, Radharani is supreme. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam Priyam Tata Sarva Gopishu Sevaka Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha." In the Padma Puran, it is said, of all the gopis, Radharani is most dear to Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu gave some examples from Bhagavatam, from Gita Govinda. So I want to come on to some other topics. Mahaprabhu said, "Can you tell me about Krishna Swarup and Radha Swarup and Leela Swarup? What is the nature of Krishna's form? What is the nature of Radhika's form? And what is the nature of their Leela?" So Mahaprabhu, after asking this question, he was very eager to hear. Rai Ramananda, he said, "Akil rasam ritamurti prasamara ruchi ruda tarakapali kalit shamalalito radha prayan vidurjati." Krishna is the embodiment of all rasas. And the highest rasa is Madhuras, this Sringa rasa. And Krishna himself is the very embodiment of Sringa rasa, Sringa rasa Swarup. And how is that Krishna worshipped? Brindabone aprakrita navena madan kama bija kama gayatri jara upasan. Ramananda Rai said, in Vrindavan, Krishna is the transcendental Cupid. Beautiful, dark complexion, soft, fragrant, each and every one of his limbs embraced by unlimited loving gopis. That Krishna is worshipped by Kam Bij and Kam Gayatri. So if a person, their Ishtadev, their worshipable Krishna, is not only, they know that their Ishtadev is Krishna, but Krishna as Gopinath, the beloved of the gopis of Vrindavan, then he must be worshipped by Kam Bij and Kam Gayatri. This is very important. If you have received the treasure of the Kam Bij and the Kam Gayatri, never ever neglect this. Every day, patiently, carefully, sit with the greatest honor and remember Kam Bij and Kam Gayatri. And very soon, one Sambandha Gyan, realization of one's relationship with one's Ishtadev will manifest. And then, chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One can serve the lotus feet of that Gopinath. Mahaprabhu's Guru told him, Krishna manta hoiti habe samsaramachan. Krishna nam hoiti bhave Shri Krishna charan. By your Diksha mantra, Gopal mantra, Kam Bij, Kam Gayatri, you will be liberated from the bodily concepts and established in Sambandha with Krishna. And then by chanting the holy name, you can serve the lotus feet of Krishna. So, this is very important. How is Krishna's Swarup? Mahaprabhu, the Brahmana Rai said, that Krishna we are serving is a dear Lalit Nayak. Vidagdo Navatarunya Parihasa Visharaja Nischincho Dhira Lalita Sat Praya Prayasi Vashaha Vacha Suticha Shavari Ratikala Pragalbaya Radikam Vrida Kunchana Lochanam Virachan Agre Sakina Maso Tatvakshora Chitta Keli Makari Pandit Param Gata Kaishoram Safali Karoti Kalayam Kunjai Viharum Hari. The qualities of Delalit Nayak are here. That hero who is expert in the arts, who is ever fresh and young, who is very expert he's the life and soul of the party, he makes everyone laugh, who is nischincha, doesn't have a care in the world, no anxiety, completely outrageous, he does whatever he likes, and he's especially controlled by the love of his beloveds. That is called Delalit Krishna. That is the Krishna we want to know. Is Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita, not Delalit Krishna. So, Ramananda Rai illustrated it by telling this verse, Vacha Suchita Sabari. He said, one morning, after Krishna's loving pastimes in the Kunj, then the Sakhis, the friends of Radharani came there. And Krishna began to make jokes about, oh, you see that she's very shy. But when we're alone, then she becomes very bold. And speaking in this way, Radharani became so embarrassed in front of her friends, she closed her eyes in embarrassment. And then Krishna took the opportunity, he took some kasturi, and then he painted on her chest pictures of dancing Makari. Makari is like a dolphin, and he's the carrier of Kamdev, Cupid. So in this way, Krishna enjoyed his adolescence in the kunjas of Braja. So all the qualities of Krishna are here. He's making everyone laugh. He's expert in the arts. He's completely carefree, and he's ever fresh youth. And he's to decorate the body of his beloved with cosmetics. That means he's controlled by her love, because he's doing the service that really is the service of her maidservants. There's no example of the Lord Ramachandra painting the body of Sita. Never happened. Never happened. So, these are the Vaishishta, the specialities of Krishna of Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu was very happy to hear them. Now, come to the Radha Tattva. Ramananda Rai became... I'm just watching the time. We're going somewhere. And stay on the train, don't get off. We're going to a special destination. Make sure there's a pillow behind you. If you faint, you don't hit your head. So then Ramananda Rai began to describe the Radha Tattva. Ramananda Rai said, Mahabhav Chintamani Radhara Swarup Saki Gana Hoi Tarakaya Vyuharup Lalitadi Saki Tarakaya Vyuharup. Radharani is a Mahabhav Chintamani Swarup. That means there's a wish-fulfilling jewel. Any desire you have, that jewel will fulfill it. So Radharani is she's like a jewel of Mahabhav, the highest love that fulfills all the desires of Krishna. Krishna desires to taste rasa. So the wonderful thing about Radharani is, in order to make Krishna fulfill his desire to taste rasa, Radharani's association gives Krishna desires that he never even knew he had. And then she fulfills them. And in this way he's tasting rasa. Mahabhav Chintamani Radhara Swarup. Lalitadi Saki Tarakaya Vyuharup. And who are Lalita Vishaka Chitra Champakalata? They are not other personalities. They are Radharani herself. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabi Stabiya even Nija Rupataya Kalabi. Now, we touched on this yesterday, but try to understand this idea a little bit. That Samvit Shakti and Ladini Shakti, the consciousness potency and the bliss potency mix together and they make bhav. And when that bhav attains the support of Sandini Shakti, the existence potency, then the bhavs take forms. You see? So Radharani wants to serve and love Krishna in so many different ways, in so many different bhavs at the same time. So one person cannot do that. So each one of Radharani's loving moods, that is the Samvit and Ladini, taking support from Sandini, manifests a form, and one of those forms Her Lalit Bhav became Lalita, her Vishesh Bhav became Vishaka, her Rupa became Rupa Manjari, and her Rati became Rati Manjari. Her Guna became Guna Manjari. And in this way, all the gopis of Vrindavan, they are the Manobriti. The 8 principal Sakis are the principal Manobritis, that is psychological tendencies of Radharani. And they have taken murtis. And so that's the same for her body as well, and her cloth, and ornaments, and all cosmetics. Everything. So her Prem Kutilya, the crookedness of her love. Because I know generally women are very straightforward. But some women, sometimes the way they express their love is Kutilya, very crooked. So Radhika's Prem Kutilya, that bhav, taking support of Sandhini Shakti, has become shiny black kajal, eyeliner. So the eyeliner on the eyes of Radharani, it is not L'Oreal. It is her Prem Kutilya bhav, taking support of Sandhini Shakti, has become kajal. Her greed to hear the name, form and qualities of Krishna has become earrings, the kundala of Radhika. Her rag, her deep attachment for Krishna has become the tambul rag, the red juice that comes out from chewing tambul that stains her lips bright red. Her pranay man, that means her loving contrariness towards Krishna, has become her kanchuli, her tight blouse covering her breasts. Her lajja, her shyness, when her bhav of shyness taking support of Sandhini Shakti, became her skirt. Like this. So Radharani is a Mahabhav Swarup. Her prachanna, prachanaman bhamyata. When internally she's feeling a contrary mood but she's hiding it from Krishna, became the dhammila, the arrangement of her hair. Her hair is tied in a braid. That means that when Radhika's hair is in a braid, then internally she's holding some resistance against Krishna. But in their loving pastimes, when her braid bursts open and her curling hair becomes like a mass of clouds, like that, that means all her contrariness has gone away. Like this. So each and every aspect of Radharani's body and cosmetics and ornaments, Sola Shringar, 16 types of cosmetics, and Dwadasha Abharan, 12 types of golden ornaments, they're all various bhavs of Srimati Radhika. She's decorated in jewels. Her jewels are Prem by Chitya. The separation, her sparkling jewels are the separation she feels in Krishna's presence. So all of these things make her Swarup beautiful. So when you're decorating your deities, just remember that all the Shringar was not bought from Loy Bazaar. Forget that. This Shringar is actually all the various aspects of Radhika's Mahabhav. And then your service becomes Rasamoy Seva. So, Mahaprabhu was hearing all of this. Oh, Ehudam, this is wonderful, this is so wonderful. Then Ramananda Rai said, Prabhu, there's something more. Because Mahaprabhu didn't ask for anything more. He thought, well, that's it. That's it, we've come to the end. Doesn't get higher than that. Ramananda Rai said, there's something more. But I don't know if you'll be hearing it, I don't know if you'll be pleased or not. And now Ramananda Rai, this is so deep, so mystical, so esoteric. So few people are qualified to hear this, that the verses that he quoted, he composed himself because they don't exist. Such verses don't exist at that time. Oh, there's some hint of it in Srimad Bhagavatam. Some hint, but not expressed fully. So Ramananda Rai himself was a great poet. If you read, before he met Mahaprabhu, he wrote a drama called Jagannath Bala Natakam. It's so beautiful. Never before has anyone written anything so beautiful. Only when Rupa Goswami came along, then he surpassed it. Ramananda Rai admitted, yes, this is the thing like Rupa Goswami's writing. But until that time, he describes how Krishna and Madhu Mangala are walking through the forest. And Madhu Mangala's like, I don't like it here in this forest. It's dangerous. Because demons come every day. It's better, Krishna, why don't we just go back to your mother's kitchen? I like it there. But Krishna seeing the forest, he's just completely in ecstasy. He says, look at these trees. These two trees. The branches of the trees are reaching out and the tips of the branches are touching each other like lovers touching fingertips. And the new sprouts are coming on the tree just like their hairs are standing on end when they touch each other's hands. And the birds singing in the trees, they're just like the lovers are whispering to each other. So that's the nature. If something's on your mind, that's what you see everywhere. So in this way, Ramananda Rai is revealing how Krishna, this is before Krishna met Radharani. He'd only seen her at a distance. They hadn't got close. But everywhere he's looking, and he's just seeing romance everywhere, due to the attraction of Radharani. And Madhu Mangala said, oh, this is terrible here. Let's go back to your mother's kitchen. You think this Vrindavan is full of rasa, but I think your mother's kitchen is full of rasa. All the ecstasies are there. When I see the samosas, then my hair stands on end. When I drink 2 liters of sweet rice, then I faint in ecstasy. So all the rasa samagris are there. So he describes how Radharani in Purvarag, she wrote a letter to Krishna and sent a letter through a friend named Shashimukhi. But when Krishna got the letter, no, this is against Dharma and I am a very religious boy. And he rejected it. So then Radharani is devastated. And she said, Premat's cheja rajo vagachati harinayam na premava stana mapaiti yasamadano janati no durbala anyo chanya naveda dukalam akilam na jivitam vishravan dvitrinyena dinani yovanamidam aha videkagati. Ramananda Rai's poetry. Mahaprabhu in the Gambhira at night he used to sing this verse and relish all these ecstasies. Dine nritya kirtan Ishwara darashan Ratri swarup roy sane Rasa aswadan. In the daytime in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu used to sing and dance, do kirtan and have darshan of Lord Jagannath. But at night he used to relish rasa in the company of Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda. So, Mahaprabhu used to relish this verse. Radharani is saying, oh, how terrible it is. This prem, this love, is a terrible thing. Because it gives pain. If Krishna knew how much pain he was giving to me by rejecting me, he would never do it. And this prem is so terrible that it goes. There are 2 people that are supposed to be in love, but prem doesn't go there. And then 2 people who are not supposed to be in love, but prem goes there. So prem has a very bad character. And Cupid also is terrible. Because Cupid, even though I am completely exhausted and devastated by my attraction to Krishna, but Cupid won't stop shooting his arrows. On a battlefield, if a warrior goes down, then another warrior comes along and starts shooting him. This is not heroism. So Radharani feels like that. Oh, Cupid, what kind of hero are you? I'm already finished, you're still shooting. And the Sakis say, be patient, be patient. Radharani says, oh, you can't understand how. No one can understand another person's feelings. I said, no, Krishna's kind, he'll accept you one day. Yes, but after how many days I might not be alive, I might not live long enough. And anyway, even if I do live long enough, now I am an adolescent, and the beauty of a woman lasts only like flowers in a vase, 3-4 days, and everything starts to wilt. So if I don't give my maximum beauty to Krishna now, even if I meet him later, then my body is everything wasted. Alas, alas, I loved Krishna for happiness, but I got the exact opposite result. Oh Vidhi, oh Providence, you are so cruel. Ramananda Rai wrote about all these emotions of Radharani very beautifully. And then he wrote finally how Krishna agreed to meet with Radharani. And Radharani is going through the forest to meet with him. And that's the song that we sang today. Kalayati nayanam dishi dishivad. Radharani is looking here and there. Her blue eye is moving like blue lotuses, trembling in the breeze. As she's walking through the forest on the way to meet Krishna. Ramananda Rai said at that time when she's going through the forest secretly to meet with Krishna, transgressing all the rules and regulations of society, then, even though most young girls are afraid of the dark, she's afraid of the light. Because when she's in the shadows, no one will see her. But if she goes through a gap in the trees where the moonlight is shining, someone may see her. And if she sees a snake on the path, she feels no fear. But if she sees a tree stump far away in the distance, she trembles. Why? Because that shadow of the tree stump in the dark looks like her mother-in-law. So snake, no problem. Tree stump, it's big. She becomes very afraid. Ramananda Rai said, and when she's going through the forest and she hears the roar of a lion in the forest, also no problem, she keeps going. Because she's so determined to meet Krishna. But when she hears a crow, then she becomes afraid. Because it sounds like Jutila. So Ramananda Rai describes as such very beautiful meeting of Radha and Krishna. Afterwards, one Sakhi Madanika meets with Shashi Mukhi. And she says, oh, I was looking through the window of the Kunj. And she described the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Shashi Mukhi said, I think you've missed something out here. There's something missing in your narrative. Radha and Krishna, so young, they just met. And you described how they're so expert in all the arts. So how did they... What about the bit when they learn all the arts to become expert in them? Madanika said, it's not like that. Suratakala swatha sambhavanti. He said, when Radha Krishna meet, then all the skills and arts of their pastimes are self-manifest. And then at the end of the drama, she describes how Aristasura, Ramananda Rai is describing how Aristasura attacks Vrindavan and Krishna kills him. And then Madanika comes to Krishna and says, you have saved Vrindavan, so we want to present you with an award. And then she brings Radharani to Krishna. So then the drama ends like that. So that hints at the highest thing, because after the killing of Aristasura, then Radha Kund manifests. So it's just hinting in the future. Mahaprabhu will discover Radha Kund and reveal the highest lila. So Ramananda Rai is such an extraordinary poet. And now Mahaprabhu has said everything that's all wonderful. But now Ramananda Rai is saying there's something else. And I don't know if you will like it, it will be pleasing to you or not. So then Ramananda Rai began to sing his own poem. Paile hi raga nayana bange belo anudhin barilo avadina gelo na sohuramana na hamaramani dui mano baba peshal jani aisa ki sabha prema kahini kano tame kahobi vichural jani na ko jolo dhuti na ko jalo milane to madhye panchaban. Ab soi viraga tuhun beli duti supuruka prema ki ahichanariti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu covered the mouth of Ramananda Rai. He stopped him from singing. Why? Very wonderful. Do we have time to explain it tonight?
Yeah.
Can you stay a few more minutes, or should we explain next day? So, today is Ramananda Rai's disappearance day, so it's the most auspicious day to discuss.
Yeah.
In this song, Srimati Radhika herself is singing. And to whom is she singing? To her own love personified. And she's describing her joy in meeting and her pain in separation after that meeting. And why? She's saying, Pailahi raga nayana banga bela. At first, in the beginning, my eyes and Krishna's eyes, we glanced at each other. Love begins with a glance. And there was rag at once. That means that my love for Krishna and Krishna's love for me is not new. It's already from before, from previous life. And in our childhood it was sleeping. And when we were approaching the adolescence. Then one day we looked at each other and at once this love, very powerful love, appeared Audina Barla, and every day it was increasing Avadina Gela, and it increased so fast. And it became unlimited in a very short time. So this rag, there are many different types of rag. If you study Ujjaya Nilamani, Nilima rag, Raktima rag, Kusumbha rag. So this rag is called Manjista rag. It's very bright, it appears very quickly, and it never fades. Her love is like that. So then, being impelled by that love, I went and secretly I met with Krishna. And at that time of our meeting, Naso Ramana Nahama Ramani. Our minds, my mind was so absorbed in pleasing Krishna, and Krishna's mind was so absorbed in pleasing me, that Cupid appeared and took our hearts and mixed them together and made them one. And then I couldn't even remember. Am I Radharani, the beloved of Krishna? Or am I Krishna, the beloved of Radharani? And Krishna also. Both of us, we forgot who we are. And in our meeting, we felt like one. But, Sakhi, Saba Prema Kahini. But now what happened? Now at the time of separation, this is just talk. It's a story. Kahini. It's only a story. You see? If you meet someone, anything, attraction or pastime happen, then you separate, you don't see for years. Then where is it? Where? Only a story. So Radharani is saying, now what happened to our glorious love? It's just a story. So my dear Sakhi, Kanu Tami Kohobi Vicharla Jani. You know that Krishna now, he's forgotten our loving pastimes. Why? Because he's in Mathura. And so Radharani is talking to her own love personified in separation. Now Krishna's gone to Mathura, and Mathura is a very peculiar place. Because if anyone goes there, they forget all of their previous relations and previous love. Otherwise, how is it possible? Krishna, how could Krishna forget? It must be the influence of that strange place, Mathura. So, oh Sakhi, that is my love personified. When Krishna and I first met, na kajolo dhuti, na kajolo an, we never engaged a messenger to go backwards and forwards to meet us together. It's not that our love for each other was increased by a dhuti, messenger going backwards and forwards, but rather, duhko milane madhya tu panchaban, only the 5 arrows of Cupid. By the 5 arrows of Cupid, we were spontaneously attracted to each other. But now at this time of separation, because the separation that occurs after the complete melting of 2 hearts into one is completely intolerable. So Radharani is telling her love personified, now I need a duty. I need a messenger. And that messenger is you. I need you to go to Mathura and come before Krishna and say, Suparuka prema ki aichana riti. That means, is this the proper behavior of a cultured lover? That he gives his heart fully to a person and they give their heart fully to him and then he just leaves and forgets everything? So this is the translation of the song. That's the translation of the song. Oh Sakhi, my anurag, go there. Suparuka prema ki aichanriti. Is this a proper behavior for a cultured gentleman? So that's the translation. But the meaning is astonishing. The meaning is, when Ramananda Rai said, there's one more topic I have to tell you. It's called Prem Vilas Vivarta. Prem Vilas Vivarta. Prem means desire and love. And Vilas means amorous pastimes. And Vivarta has 3 meanings. Paripak, that means fully mature. Brahm, mistake or bewilderment. And Viparita, a reversal. A reversal. So we'll look at each one of these meanings, Prem Vilas Vivarta, and how it's expressed in this poetry of Ramananda Rai. Is everyone following? What are the 3 meanings of Vivarta? 1, Paripak, the full maturation. 2, Brahm, bewilderment, mistake. And 3, Viriparita, reversal. So first one, Paripak, means that just as separation increases and even brings one to an internal experience of meeting, and separation nourishes the happiness of meeting, nabi pralambena sambhoga pushtimasnute. So in the same way, when anurag, when the love of Radhika becomes paripak to its highest point, then just as separation nourishes meeting, but that meeting nourishes separation. In other words, even though Radharani in separation from Krishna is talking to the Sakhi of her own love personified, the secret of this verse is that it's spoken while Radha and Krishna are embracing each other. Because it's Prem Vilas. Prem Vilas means loving pastimes. Vivarta. So when the Prem Vilas comes to the highest points, then the meeting nourishes separation, and Radharani, in the madness of her love, speaks as if Krishna has gone, and she's remembering how she first fell in love with him, how their hearts were blended together, and how they were separated, and she's thinking, oh, Krishna has left me and gone to Mathura, and asking her own Prem to be a Sakhi, and bring a message to him. Brahm means mistake. In separation from Krishna, Radharani becomes in a state of bewilderment. And just seeing a tamal tree that slightly remembers Krishna, So remembers Krishna. Yeah, slightly resembles Krishna. Then Radharani embraces the Tamal tree. That is example of Brahm. And also, when Radha and Krishna are together, then she comes in a state of Brahm and thinks that she's in separation. And thinks that she's embracing a Tamal tree. When Radhika is on the bank of Jamuna crying in separation from Krishna, she holds his flute and she wraps herself in his yellow pitambar. And she weeps so loudly, even the fish in Jamuna begin to cry. And at that time, even if Krishna is far away, even if Krishna is in Dwarka, and even if Krishna is in the embrace of Rukmini, then when Radhika cries out in pain, then Krishna in the arms of Rukmini faints and immediately finds himself standing on the bank of Jamuna and there with Radhika. So in this way, Radhika's anurag becomes her love itself becomes a messenger, catches Krishna and brings him. Her anurag appears in the heart of Krishna and says, "What are you doing here in Dwarka? How could you forget Radharani?" And Krishna's like, "Oh, how could I forget Radharani?" He faints in the arms of Rukmini and then in his unconscious state finds himself there on the bank of Jamuna. But Radharani experiences all these varieties of separation even being in the arms of Krishna because paripak. The meeting nourishes the experiences of separation. Na so Ramana na hama Ramani. When their hearts become melted together, then Radharani forgets that she's Radharani and she thinks, "I am Krishna." Krishna forgets that he is Krishna and thinks, "I am Radharani." And then they have the Viparita Vilas. So here, Prem Vilas, Viparita Vilas. Here, reversal. And Radharani plays the role of Krishna and Krishna plays the role of Radharani. At that time, the Manjaris, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, they enter the Kunj and they take Krishna's peacock feather and put it in Radharani's hair. They make Krishna's hair into a veni, into a braid, and they tie Radharani's hair up in a knot on the top, like a boy. Like this, to enhance their pastimes. So they become Brahm, bewildered, and Viparita, they think that they are each other. Like this. So this is Prem Vilas Vivarta. And sometimes they become so bewildered that Radharani cannot even remember, she doesn't feel that she's Radharani or Krishna. The sense of the lover and beloved disappears and only the love remains. That is the first stage of Swasambheda Dasha. It is called the Bhav Swarup of Swasambheda Dasha. That's a big topic. We won't touch that today. But I'm mentioning this because it's related to why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu closed the mouth of Ramananda Rai. There are three reasons. The one reason is a general reason, and that is that there are many unqualified persons who they're not qualified to hear these topics, and actually there are very few persons who are really qualified to hear these topics. So Mahaprabhu no more should be revealed in the world. This is the outer meaning. And then a deeper meaning is that because Mahaprabhu hearing all of this, he was experiencing Radha Bhav. So to hear the description of Radhika's pain of separation when she's talking alone to her own love personified, desperate to somehow or other have contact with Krishna through the supernatural power of prema. It was so painful for Mahaprabhu that he stopped. And now the third reason. The third reason. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, he has written, Vishuddha Dvaitaika Pranaya Rasa Piyusha Jalado Gani Bhute Dvipe Sumuddayati Brinda Banamaho Mitha Premud Girnadrasika Brasika Mithuna Krida Manisham Tadeva dhyasina pravisyati pade kwapi madure. The meaning is this. You know, there are followers of Advaitavad, Mayavad, who speak about oneness. But they have no idea what is really oneness. There is a Vishuddha Advaita, completely pure transcendental oneness. Vishuddha Advaitaika Pranaya Rasa Piyusha Jalado. That means the pranay, the love between Radha and Krishna, when they feel my mind is your mind, my body is your body, my senses are your senses, my heart is your heart, that is called pranay. Radha Krishna relish the rasa of Vishuddha Advaitaika Pranaya Rasa. And that is nectar. And that nectar spreads Piyusha Jalado and becomes an ocean. And that ocean in their loving pastimes condenses and becomes deeper and thicker and thicker. And from that ocean, Gani Bhute Dvipe Samudayati. And an ocean, from the ocean of that Pranaya Rasa, condensed, appears an island. And on that island, Radha and Krishna eternally play, embracing each other in one Swarup. That island is Navadvip, and that Swarup is Sachinandan Govardhan. So, as we were discussing, that the Bhav, when Samvit and Ladini gets the support of Sandini, then the Swarup of that Bhav manifests. So when Dui Manu Manu Bhava Peshla Jani, Na So Ramana Na Hama Ramani, I am not the beloved and he is not my lover, Cupid has melted our hearts together. When that Bhav takes the support of Sandini Shakti, then manifests a Gaura Swarup. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Prem Vilas Vivarta Murti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Murti, the embodiment of Radha Krishna's Prem Vilas Vivarta. And because Mahaprabhu didn't want Ramananda Rai to talk about himself, so he covered his mouth. But then when he took his hand away, Ramananda Rai spoke anyway. And then what did he see? He saw Mahaprabhu, Rasaraj Mahabhav Sarup. He saw how Radha Krishna had, that Mahaprabhu was the Prem Vilas Vivarta Murti of Radha Krishna's love, like this. So, Hare Krishna. There are more things, but for today we'll complete there at the lotus feet of our Sachinandan Gohari. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Anitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari
Sadhu Sadhu.
So Srila Narottam Das Thakur said, Gauranga bolite hobe pulaka sharir. When will my hair stand on end when I just say the name Gauranga? So I would like to sing one kirtan, and then Mahaprasad will be served to everyone, and if you have any questions, we can discuss. Tomorrow's program, I hope everyone knows tomorrow's program, and then on Sunday, where are we? And then we have Ban Bihar, pastimes in the forest on Sunday.
It changed to Futsang Farm if you saw an old N-bang. So
What time tomorrow?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So don't speak about anything. Keep your mind there in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. Because you have heard, but what you did not realize when you were listening, you may realize in this kirtan. This is why we have kirtan after Harikatha. Because the spurti, the realization of what was in the katha, can manifest with clarity by the power of Harinam Sankirtan.
Hey.
No hiding in the kitchen. Radha Krishna here. Everyone come. Radhe mera baba padaro Radha nagar soy jatan ki chai pare sham harit duti ho. Oh Srimati Radhika, please bless me that all the obstacles to my bhajan will be removed. You are such a powerful person that Shyam Sundar, when he approaches you and your effulgence falls upon him, your golden effulgence bathes him, then he becomes green. After that, then he becomes golden also. Bare Vrindavan Lal ki jai. Bare Sarivali ki jai. Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna. Sri Rai Ramananda North Carolina, Jai Gaur